Good morning. I'm going to do a couple of intermission chit-chat videos this morning, and I'll just kind of set you up for the next go-round. Alright, so got a little itch there. Alright, yeah, let me just start by saying that we're not done. We are not done with the get home stuff. Okay, I'm gonna be back, and we're gonna talk about putting it all together. Okay, but I'm taking a little time so that you could gather stuff and you could kind of look into things. And if you have questions, okay, you feel free to email me, and I will try to help you and clarify things for you. All right, because I know that those videos are very short and they did not go in depth, but we're gonna try to clarify everything and bring it all together. It's kind of like when you're making a really good dish to eat. You know, you watch these guys on television, on Food Network or what other China kind of eating channel, right? What do they call those, cooking channels? I haven't watched TV for years. I'm not on TV, right? So I haven't watched TV for years. But those kind of cooking channels, you see, they get all of these ingredients, and they got bowls and bowls on the counter, and they say, okay, now we add this, now we add that, and then when it comes out in the end, you get the final product, right? So then that's kind of how that's working. So we will come back and we will put it all together, because guys, remember, I haven't had a get-home bag in, maybe, well, a number of years. Okay, let's just put it that way. I haven't had a get-home bag in a number of years. And before I had a get-home bag, I carried a bag with me all the time, 24/7. And I had different bags in different locations for different purposes. Okay, let's just put it that way. But so now I'm going to be building myself a get home bag with that Spec Ops THE bag. The tactical holds everything. Now, you don't have to run out and buy that just because that's what I've got. Okay, you could get whatever you want. Just remember, try to buy military spec equipment. Don't buy the big box store stuff, because it will not last. Okay, even just carrying stuff around, you may have never walked a mile with a big box store pack on your back, but it will fall apart over time simply because it's not made well. Doesn't have the military spec thread in its sewing, or the military spec materials and so on. So just forget about it. It's not worth your time, because you'll replace it 10 times before you even get anything that happened to a military spec bag, right? Or more. You might replace it like 50 times. Yeah, I'm not even kidding, because I mean, right now I've got I have an Alice pack here, a medium Alice pack. I don't even know. Could be from the 70s. Still rolling. I've got it. I'm starting to set it up now. It's for in case there's a revolutionary war or a civil war. Okay, I'm getting stuff ready. I mean, you got to be prepared beforehand. You can't be doing it when it's happening. You got to be looking ahead, right? So I got 9 minutes left. So I have a lot of things to talk about in I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 videos. trying to pare myself down to two, but it may be 3 because you know how I am by now, if you know anything about this channel. So I did get some more dry erase, right, because I know that I've been very light on the dry erase. So I finally got that, and I got some little ones, okay, to write smaller. I know you guys don't need me to write smaller, right? So I could probably toss this. Alright, so I'm gonna want to talk about upcoming videos, okay? So I got some upcoming videos. We're gonna go back to the get home bag stuff, and we're gonna tidy that up. And I still haven't got any emails yet, so if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time, and I will try to answer those questions for you. Also, with that, my NBC knowledge is minimal. I talked about that in the video, but we do have a looming threat of nuclear issues. So I personally am going to be boning up on NBC stuff, and it's been a long time since I've had to look at it. You know, I don't keep mock gear, which is the full NBC kit. I mean, some people go to that extreme. I'm not a prepper, okay? I'm just a prepared guy, I didn't think I'd have to do a lot of these things again. I'm pulling some of this stuff out of the closets and out of the foot lockers and stuff. But you always need to be prepared, because that's the way the forefathers were. The forefathers were always prepared. The militia, everybody was the army. Everybody. Okay? The Constitution prevents a standing army. I know we have a standing army now, but the Constitution actually prevents it. The only thing you're allowed is a navy. Okay? The Constitution only provides that there is a navy in this country, and nothing else. Okay? You cannot have a standing army. Now, the Constitution does not talk about the U.S. Marine Corps, but the Marine Corps being a department of the Navy, I guess it would be under that umbrella constitutionally, because they provide, security for the Fleet Marine Force. But a standing army is a no-no constitutionally, and that's why the people are the militia. It doesn't matter what any Looney Tune says, they're wrong. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what any Looney Tune says, they're wrong. And we have so many of these people in our government, from the townships to the counties, to the state level, to the federal level. Every level of government is full of Looney Tunes that think that just because they say that the people are not the militia, that everybody has to swallow that pill. No, not at all. So people have got to be ready all the time. All men have to be ready. From the time you can stand up and hold a bang stick to the time that you go into the grave, you need to be ready to handle any situations. So we'll leave that at that. But so I'm preparing to do some basic videos in the near future here, in which I will speak about personal equipment for someone, a man or a woman, okay, a man or a woman, We're gonna talk about personal equipment for a militia Minuteman type scenario. Okay, the Swiss have stuff. Okay, the Swiss are always ready, and the people of the United States should always be ready. But the reason why there's a Second Amendment is so that we keep our freedoms, and our freedoms are trampled daily. And anything that conflicts with the Bill of Rights, with the rights of every person in this country, is not a law. So if they make a law or an act or an amendment or anything, an amendment to an act, anything that conflicts with the Constitution is not legitimate. It's just not legitimate. And of course the U.S. government will say that I'm wrong. But you know, when I was 10 years old, I could understand the Constitution. I don't need a court system to tell me what the Constitution means. And the word inalienable, when they say you have an inalienable right, the word inalienable, okay, from a law perspective, okay, the word inalienable, when you're told, well, you have inalienable rights to this or that, right, or the other thing, whatever right it is that you're talking about, that word inalienable means that your right cannot be taken away by anyone. It cannot be given away by that individual person. And it cannot be suspended by anyone. And that is what inalienable means. Okay? So, our forefathers said that we are endowed with certain inalienable rights, and then they penned everything down in the Bill of Rights, and that's what we have. But the government continues to try to tell people, well, you don't have a right to this, or you don't have a right to that. You don't have a right to do this, or you don't have a right to do that. You need a permit for this, or you need a permit for that. No. You do not need permission. That's what a permit means. You do not need permission to exercise your right to any of your rights. Okay? They said, well, you need a permit to protest outside the courthouse. Okay? No, you don't need a permit. That is the government trying to stifle your rights. Okay? You do not need a permit to protest, peacefully protest. You do not need a permit for that. And I think we're going to end up going into 3 videos because I just brought up the protests, right? But those are not protests. Those people are getting crazy. Those people are getting crazy. We're gonna save that part of the chit chat for the next video. So intermission 2 is coming up next, and I think we might go to intermission 3. You know, 15 minutes just goes so fast when you got a lot of coffee, you know.